So today I'm going to be filming a video about a not so happy topic, college rejection. At first I wasn't sure if I wanted to make this video just because it is a little bit personal and a little difficult for me to talk about, but I decided to go ahead and make it just so you guys could hear about my experience with college rejection. Even if you aren't going through it right now, chances are you will experience it sometime down the line. Even the most amazing students get rejected from colleges. You never know what a college is looking for one year, and chances are you're not going to get in every place you apply. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience, letting you guys know the schools I applied to, the ones I was accepted at, the ones I was waitlisted at, and the ones that I was rejected from, and also how I am coping with college rejection. I really hope this video encourages you guys, and without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so I have some notes on my phone here with all of the schools that I applied to because I don't want to accidentally forget one. I actually applied to 15 different schools, which I think is kind of a lot, but I just wanted to play it safe and apply to a lot because you never know what a college is looking for. So this list of schools includes safety schools, target schools, and reach schools. So if you're unfamiliar with what those mean, a safety school is a school that you should get into based on your stats. A target school is a school that you probably will get into, but it's not for sure based on your stats. And a reach school is a school that's going to be a little bit more difficult to get into based on your stats. So without further ado, here are all the schools that I applied to. UCLA, UC Berkeley, UC San Diego, UC Santa Barbara, UC Irvine, UC Santa Cruz, UC Riverside, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, University of Washington, USC, NYU, Boston University, Pepperdine, Chapman, and TCU, or Texas Christian University. So now for the schools out of those that I was accepted at, I was accepted at UC Irvine, UC Santa Cruz, UC Riverside, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, University of Washington, Pepperdine, Chapman, and Texas Christian University. The schools I was waitlisted at, which means I was not rejected, but I was also not accepted. They're waiting to hear back from the students that they admitted, and if there's extra room, then I can be admitted. So the schools I was waitlisted at were UC Santa Barbara and NYU, or New York University. And now for the schools I was rejected from UCLA, UC Berkeley, UC San Diego, USC, and Boston University. Although Boston University did guarantee me admission for the fall of 2019. So basically, if I completed 2 semesters at another college, I am guaranteed admission to Boston University my sophomore year. So although rejection is hard from any school, the one it was most difficult for was my dream school. Yes, my dream school was on that list. And while I never explicitly announced what my dream school was, I'm sure you guys could have guessed it if you wanted to. It was USC, or the University of Southern California. Basically, the reason I was so in love with USC was because it checked off every box that I was looking for in a college. The first thing is that as a YouTuber, a lot of you guys know, a lot of YouTubers don't go to college, and it's gonna be kind of difficult for me to go to college and still do YouTube, but it's definitely something I'm going to do. And I knew that going to USC would make that the easiest for me just because they have such a big emphasis on media. They have so many different creators there, and I know that I really would have had a niche at USC. Also, it's in LA, so I would have been in the industry. I would have been able to take opportunities in LA, go to YouTube events, all that kind of stuff. And if you guys have ever been to USC, you guys know that there's just this vibe on campus. Everybody is so friendly, everybody is so passionate about being a USC Trojan, and I love that. When I set foot on campus for the very first time a few years ago, I was like, this is home, this is where I want to be, and from that point on, I made it my goal to end up at USC. So I did basically everything that I could to get involved as a prospective freshman at USC. I went to every single event that they had for prospective freshmen. I went to Discover USC, which was like a day on campus where you could just find out about all of the majors they offered, everything about USC. I went to the meetings that USC had at my actual high school. They had an admissions officer come to our high school and talk about the school, and you could introduce yourself. I also had an interview at USC with an admissions officer. So in other words, I looked for every single opportunity I could to get involved with the school before I applied. And if you guys are unaware, USC is a highly selective institution. The acceptance rate for 2018 is 12.9%. USC is a reach school for almost anyone. Even if you have the stats, you never know what they're looking for. With an acceptance rate that low, you just can never expect to get into a school like that. So I definitely was not expecting to get into the school, but I did think that with my YouTube background and with my grades, I was a really good fit for USC. So all my friends, family, teachers knew I wanted to go to USC, and they were all super encouraging, and had a lot of confidence in me, and they were like, you're gonna get in, like let us know when you get in. So fast forward to the day that decisions come out, March 23rd, USC actually mails acceptance packages, whereas most schools will just update their portals online with your decisions so everyone finds out at the same time. But with USC, they don't update their portals till after the packages have been mailed. So basically, if you don't get a package, you can kind of assume you've been rejected unless like something crazy happened and it got lost in the mail. So I got home from school on Friday. 2 of my friends had already texted me that they got their acceptance packages from USC, and they're like, let us know when you get yours. And I got home and I opened the door and there was nothing. And that was, I can't even describe that experience. I was like I didn't know what to feel. I didn't cry at first, but I knew that like I wasn't getting one. I knew that I hadn't been accepted because my friends who live like right by me got their acceptance packages already. And I can't even describe that feeling. It's like all your hopes and dreams and all your visions for your future just like stripped away from you because you're not going there anymore. So I closed the door and I just sat down for a second and I just like took it all in. And then later I like cried my eyes out like till I had no tears left. And now it has been a week since I have found out about my USC rejection, and I'm doing surprisingly better than I thought I would be. And I know this sounds kind of silly that this affected me so much, but this was my end goal. When I was working super hard in high school, when I was putting all of those hours into studying, into making YouTube videos, this was my end goal. I was like, I'm going to end up at USC. This is what I am doing it for. And to have that taken away from you, I'm gonna like cry right now. This is so hard for me to talk about. It's just a really numbing feeling, and I guess you really can't understand it until you experience it. The bottom line here is if you can try to not have a dream school, that would be great because then you won't be disappointed. I really tried to not fall in love with USC, but I just couldn't help it. It really helped me to work hard and persevere throughout high school. And a quote that comes to mind in a time like this is, shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. So I shot for USC. USC was my moon. And I worked super hard, and even though I didn't get USC, I still got some other really great options, which are the stars, if you want to look at it metaphorically. So I'm just finishing up my spring break. It was really lucky that I got rejected on my spring break, so I had that time to myself to kind of recover and spend a lot of time with friends and just kind of forget about the whole situation for the time being. So that's basically how I've coped, is I've just distracted myself by hanging out with friends. I've started researching the schools that I am potentially looking into attending, and I'm trying to get excited about them because there are some really good options. So at this point in time, I am still considering whether or not I want to potentially transfer to USC in the future. I do want to ultimately end up there, but I also really want the 4-year college experience, going to one school for all 4 years. I don't really like the idea of going to one school for 1 or 2 years and then transferring to another school and having to make all new friends. But like I said, I really do want to go to USC. I feel like that's the place for me. I feel like there are so many other people like me at USC, and I feel like I would just be really happy there. But I also want to give the schools I was accepted at a chance because they're all really great schools, and I think I could have just as good of a time there as I would at USC. So before I close out this video, I want to leave you guys with one piece of advice that has really helped me through college rejection, and it is that God has 3 answers to prayer: yes, not yet, and I have something better in mind. So God did not say yes to USC for me. He might have said not yet because I could potentially go there in the future. And he could have also said, I have something better in mind. Maybe I will have the most amazing experience at another school and I will come out better and save a lot of money because USC is very expensive. So that is the mentality I'm trying to have right now. I am at peace with this situation. While I am definitely disappointed, I am at peace. I know that God has a plan for me, and I'm just going to stick with that and follow His lead and let Him take me wherever I'm supposed to go. So hopefully that encourages you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye!